All right, how you doing? This is Jason over at Bisnard Chase, personal injury attorneys here in California. And today, in the personal injury educational series, we're going to talk about what to do if you've been involved in a motorcycle accident. Right? So, nothing more evoking the feeling of freedom than riding your bike out on the open road. But fact of the matter is, the California highways are actually quite dangerous. And just motorcycle riding in general can be dangerous when there's so many drivers out on the road who may or may not be paying attention for you out there riding. So let's just talk about a few different phases, actually just a couple phases that you want to keep in mind if you are involved in a motorcycle accident. So immediately following the accident, the first thing is get medical assistance if necessary. Safety is going to be the #1 priority. This is no different than any vehicle accident. So are you injured? Evaluate yourself. Are there any passengers injured? Maybe you had another rider with you. Maybe you were riding in tandem, so other bikers in your group, and just any other vehicles or passengers that might have been involved in the accident. So you're going to want to get the medical assistance if necessary. Either way, more than likely going to be calling law enforcement. So 911 is going to be called, and you're going to have your responders on their way. So during this time, definitely gather your wits, kind of assess the situation. After you've checked for medical emergencies or anyone needing medical assistance, just make sure you get to a safe place. You don't want to remain out in harm's way of either oncoming traffic or any other potential dangers that are out there on the highway. Gather your wits, and you want to try to remember as much information as you possibly can. If you can write it down, if you have access to something that you can use to record your information, whether that's pen and paper or simply a phone, using the recording device on a phone, or even video on a smartphone, just make sure you remember as much information as possible, get as much information as you possibly can down, because obviously there's going to be a lot going on, and it's going to be easy to forget the important details that you're going to make sure are accurately recorded when your statement is taken. Right, so you're left the accident scene, law enforcement has come, and you've dealt with any statements, you got official documentation from both any kind of medical provider or medical treatment that you've received, and law enforcement official documentation with your official statement. You made sure that that's accurately recorded. So now you have all this information. Gather it all into one place. And that's law enforcement reports, medical reports, any kind of photographs and video that you may have taken with your phone or a camera. And you want to keep all that organized in a safe location, because you're going to be needing to access this stuff in the coming days, in the coming weeks, as you deal with the post-accident steps. So insurance is going to be another thing that you're going to want to keep with your other documentation. So make sure all your policy information is together with all your other accident documentation. So your next step is to contact an experienced bike accident attorney. Right? So motorcycle accident attorneys are going to have experience. The good ones will have experience with personal injury law. You want to make sure that they do have a history of proven success, and they should offer you a free case evaluation. Right? Because there's not going to be any legal advice given at that point. It's just going to be hearing your case, hearing your story. You shouldn't be charged for that. So what are the benefits of hiring a motorcycle accident lawyer? It's understanding the California accident injury law. That's going to be one of the most important things. They're going to be able to help you navigate that legal process. They're going to have insight working with insurance companies to make sure that your policy is getting enforced, and policy limitations are being enforced as appropriate on those responsible. They're going to make sure you get the compensation you deserve, which is going to be the most important. You're going to have potentially medical expenses, you're going to have vehicle expenses, and then any kind of emotional or physical suffering that you may have gone through because of this accident. You want to make sure you get the full compensation you deserve. So in summary, just seek medical assistance if necessary. That's going to be the first and foremost. Contact authorities, make sure the appropriate authorities are on their way, typically law enforcement. And you're going to want to gather accident documentation. That includes your insurance documentation after you leave the scene of the accident. Make sure you keep that in a safe location that's easily accessible in the coming days. And then, of course, make sure you get experienced legal consultation. That's going to be the most important in your post-accident phase, because they will take care and help you, again, navigate the legal system and essentially take care of all the steps and walk you step by step through the remaining process to help relieve any kind of undue stress that you would normally experience by doing this on your own. So if I hope you got that information. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, this is Bisnar Chase Personal Injury Attorneys, and we have over 35 years experience consulting on personal injury law in California. So we do offer free consults. So you can visit the link in the description below this video. And yeah, thank you for joining us today.